And we are live. Hello. Hi guys. Hello everybody. Well, I gotta check that hair, I gotta look a little bit like J-Lo, right? Oh, I have so many amazing things that I want to share with you. Jeez. But we have time. We have a whole hour. I'm also gonna play some music, and you guys let me know if it's too loud. You let me know. Okay, give me 1 second. How is... So who is watching? Say hello. Let me find myself too. Let's see. Oh, you guys. Amazing, amazing, amazing. That's all I have to say. Hi, Becky. Oh my God, girl. Girl, I am so happy you're watching. Girl. I'm so fucking happy you're watching, and I just can't wait for other people to come in and just tell you guys what happened. Oh my God. All right, wait, hold on. I gotta get into the music, gotta get into the vibe. All right, so let me find myself first. Gotta get into the vibe. I found myself. So let me find myself first. Gotta get into the vibe. I found myself. All right. And then now I gotta play some music. Oh my God, Becky, I met my soul. Like how does that work? I met my soul, not my soulmate. I have a billion soulmates because I keep dreaming of my soulmate, but I met my soul, and it was the most amazing thing, and everything in life makes sense. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I can only hope that this can bring some awareness to everybody that is going to be watching, whether it's live or later. And it's just wow. Exactly. It's my ultimate mate, myself. Exactly. From this, now everything makes sense. Everything that I went through makes sense. From this, I'm building everything. So, all right. Hold up. Let's get to the music. Because I get so excited and I talk too much. And okay, so. All right. So how's your quarantine going? How's it, if you're watching right now, how's your quarantine going and where are you from? Okay, hot since 82 mix. Hello. Welcome. I am going to take my time actually describing everything that's been happening because I've taken a hiatus. And now everything makes sense. I don't know what to say. I've taken a hiatus and how do I say? Oh, perfect. The mix that I was listening to. And it's 1:11, guys. Ah! If you're watching, where are you from and how's your quarantine going? Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so for the people that are watching right now, let me know if this is too high, the music. Please, guys, I really need your help on that. I want to... Okay, like this. Let me know. I want to entertain you in different ways, and I have so many beautiful things to share. And if you're having a hard time with this, perfect. If you're having a hard time with this quarantine, I promise you it will all lead to something. If you become conscious enough, it would lead to the most amazing thing in your life. This is your time. Anders, hi, hello. How is your quarantine going? How do you feel about your quarantine? I want to know how where everybody's headspace is as far as their quarantine. How do you feel about it? Do you feel stressed about it? You can't wait to go back to work, or you can't what is it? you're finding that you don't want to go back to work, that you want to do something else. It's opening your eyes to the fact that you might want to do something else. So how is your quarantine going? We don't quarantine people in Sweden. That's right. Of course, this is Sweden. It's Anders. What about the rest of you guys? I've actually enjoyed it. Right. There is this underlying enjoyment, and with that there's also an underlying guilt of enjoyment, because this is a time where some people are suffering a lot, but then there's some people that are not suffering. There's some people that actually are doing better emotionally, physically, spiritually, right? And because they were given a break, you know, a lot of times we how do I say it? A lot of times we ask for a break, and then when we're given a break, we're like, what the fuck? We don't want to work, this and that. And then when you begin to embrace the break, that's when you're like, oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, so the experience I want to talk about is something that I've been working towards for the past 2 years. Something I've been really working towards to achieve, and I had no idea what I was working towards, by the way. I just know that my psychic abilities keep expanding, and I keep listening to this voice, and I just follow the guidance of that voice. I hear different voices actually, but I mainly follow the guidance of this one voice. The other voices that I hear are different parts of myself, and also like other spirits and other guides and things like that. But there is this one particular voice that is my mother voice, and it's my higher self now. I'm realizing that has been my higher self the whole time. And I had this amazing experience where I finally met my higher self, and she completely embodied my body. And she told me the reason for everything. She told me the reason for all the crazy things that I've been going through. And so, with that said, in the beginning, I'm actually gonna put the volume down because it's like distracting me a little bit. Actually, give me 1 second because I want to do something that I just got this in mind. And so one of the things that my higher self told me is that I need to own up more to my psychic abilities and to who I am as a person. And so give me 1 second. And so one of the things I feel like doing right now, because I'm kind of nervous, because I'm going to talk about things that are normally uncomfortable for me to talk about. So I am going to smoke some ganja. Yes, you're going to see me smoke ganja live. And this is my one hitter. And I definitely see weed as medicinal, and I need to own it more. And that's one of the things that my higher self was kind of telling me, like, just own yourself. Yes. You know, like, I used to be against weed, to be honest. I used to be against weed for like a long time. And I realized now, as a healer and all that stuff, that now I'm respecting more and more plant medicine. And that is actually how I met my higher self as well. My higher self constantly talks to me whenever I smoke or I take THC. That is her connection to me, because when when I don't do THC, I microdose, by the way, guys. So it's not that I'm high all the time or anything like that. But my higher self, like, since this is a plant medicine, it opens up your mind, and then my higher self can come through and I can hear her a lot better. And it all started with chronic pain. As some of you know, as some of you that are watching already, or people that are not watching, people that are going to be watching, I've gone through like this crazy, crazy shift in my life where I kind of give up my entire life. And a lot of people thought that I give up on my dreams. And this make me look really, really bad. Professionally, this make me look really, really bad. In every sense of the word. In every sense of the word, this made me look bad. So this whole time, I've been doing these things to follow my inner guidance, and these things to the outside world make me look really, really bad. In other words, they make me look like a loser. They make me look like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. They make me look like maybe I was a fraud. They make me look like I ripped somebody's money. They make me look crazy. You know, at one point my family really thought that I was crazy and that I really needed help. And inside of me, I always knew what the fuck was going on. Okay. And I didn't quite know the destination. You don't know the destination. But I just kept hearing these things, and I kept seeing things, and so I would follow it. And so let me see where I can take you, because I'm a good storyteller. And I want to take my time with this story because I want to take you there. And I want you to put yourself in this position, because I am not like this just, psychic special person. I am just like you. I was a lazy party girl, and I love doing drugs, and I love just being a social butterfly, and I love bartending, and I love being irresponsible. I was a rebel. I always was. So I want to give you guys that background. And also, I wasn't born seeing things. I wasn't born hearing things. The only thing I was born with was with a huge curiosity. I always knew that I wanted to be psychic, and I always loved music. Those are the only things that have always been consistent in my life. The love for music, especially electronic music, and then the yearning and the wanting to be psychic and help people, but also at the age of 15 wanting to be a life coach and help people. And then these things come and then they leave, by the way. So I bet when you were fucking 9 years old, you also had the same things. You like this idea, this flourishing, beautiful idea came to you, and you're like, oh, and then it just kind of leaves your body, and then you just keep going with life, and that's it. So that's my background basically. I was born a basic ass bitch. In other words, I just kind of, now that I live my life purpose, I understand that I was thinking about those things since I was young. But you were also thinking about those things when you were young, because since you were young, you knew what you wanted to do. So your life purpose is always connected to your childhood, what you did for fun in childhood. So let's keep it with that. Anyway, the past couple of years, I've been through a really big roller coaster. Not only, it's I don't even know where to begin, because like my business and my body and my soul keep asking me for more. They keep asking me to give more to the practice, give more to this business. I don't just run a regular business like, product this, product that, like tax and $8 and $100. Like, no, I run a business that is understanding the awareness of what is happening around you, and how you attract and repel the things that you truly want. And so when I went to Amsterdam in 2017, I had an amazing experience. And when I came back, I'm very good at manifesting, and that's what I teach people what to do as well. I teach people how to heal and how to manifest, and I use my psychic abilities to be able to see into you and help you how to shift your energy. So that's my talent, and I use hypnosis because that's how I'm able to open your third eye, and you can then see those gifts that I have. You can see them yourself. So that's what I do. And in 2017, I had an amazing trip where I went to Amsterdam. I went to Amsterdam, you know why? Because I wanted to fucking party. That's it. I manifested a chance for me to go to an amazing festival. I love music. I love techno music. Some of you that are watching right now already know that. That is my second passion, or my first passion. I don't even fucking know. But I manifested a situation where I was able to go to Amsterdam with my favorite artist. The fuck? My favorite fucking artist. Like, think about it. Like, think of Beyonce. Yeah, like if that's your favorite artist, yeah, I met my favorite artist, you know, and to get backstage with her, and I ended up being like, on stage and you know, with her, and like, and it was an amazing trip. It was an amazing trip. So when that happened, was that 2008? That was 2018. Sorry, I went to Ibiza, 2017. For me, that was another dream come true. That was another dream manifested. I knew I was going to Ibiza because I visualized it. So, I know I'm talking about partying, but it all ties together. So, I had that. I'm trying to give you guys background. And then I went to, so that was 2017. There's a reason why I'm mentioning it. In 2018, I went to Amsterdam. And of course, I also went, yeah, I went to Amsterdam. And then I went to Paris for a little bit, but the point is that my life completely changed after Amsterdam. When I came back from Amsterdam, I was on a high. I had a thriving business. I was working as a professional psychic as well. I just came from, you know, manifesting Ultra Music Festival. I manifested Ultra Music Festival, which means free tickets, in other words, free entrance and backstage. That's what I love. So whatever you love, you need to start manifesting that shit, okay? And if you don't know, call me. Just saying. So, so I manifested that, and so I was on a high. My life was great. I was thriving. I've talked about it in other YouTube videos. You might want to go back. After the Amsterdam trip in 2017 summer, I connected with my grandmother. My grandmother died 15 years ago. And I have a friend who is a psychic medium who was a client of mine, and I helped her like open up and heal even more. And so we did these channelings, and these hypnosis channelings, but it turned into spiritual channelings because we can do that. And we connected with my grandmother. My grandmother started telling me all these truths. And one of those things that she says was, this trip was your last hoorah. My last hoorah means that's the last time that you're gonna get wild and fun and free. She's like, because what's coming right now is it's work. You're gonna start to work. I'm thinking that she's talking about like real work. No. She tells me, she's like, you have already accessed your life purpose. So now you have to take it to the next level. She says, you know, she said that I'm a miracle because I had a very rough life, I guess. I don't know. I could have died a lot of times, she said, and she's like, you kept choosing to live. And she's right. I remember I had an overdose, and I was dying, and I came out of my body, and I chose to live. So I know what she was talking about in that. And so she says, it's time for you to let go of everything that is not love. And I was like, really? And she's like, yes, it's time for you to let go of everything that is not love. And I was like, okay. So, you know, that's it. It was done. It was completely done. And so the channeling was done, and you know, she told me all these other things, but that was the most important part for me. And I was like, that's interesting. And she's like, yeah, if you do this, you're gonna get ready to make a lot of money, and a lot of things are gonna come for you, but you have to do this, you know. So so then I did. I started simplifying my life more and more and more. And one of the things that she told me was, it's time for you to let go of your psychic job. because even though I was thriving, the truth is that I wasn't happy in that job. That job was shitty. It was for a good company, benefits, and a good like psychic network and everything. It was a dream come true for me. I manifested that. I always wanted to do that. And I wrote it down in my journal and I got the job. I went through all these tests. So it was very hard getting in. My point is that it's something that I should be, how do you say that? It's something I should be thankful for, grateful for. I should want to stay there. But the truth is, and a lot of people don't know this, is that I was suffering from pain, and I was suffering from pain in my body, and it was becoming chronic, and it was a pain that was manifesting itself right here, and it was all of this, and it was in different areas, and I had quit before. I used to support my business as I was growing. I used to work festivals, and my arm started. That's when it started hurting. So I was like, okay, I'll quit the festivals. I'll manifest this, and I did. Everything happened, but it would still put me back into the same cycle of pain. So my grandmother told me, during the channeling, she was like, it's time for you to let go of everything that is not love. And one of those things is the psychic job. Like, you're done with that. And I felt this sense of relief. But with that sense of relief came a sense of fear. Because guess what? Come on, you already know this. The money, right? You're thinking, how am I going to leverage my business? How am I going to leverage my life? I lived in South Beach for 7 years. I had a beautiful, cozy apartment. Pretty much, 2 blocks from the water. I was in the center of everything. It's like living in New York, Manhattan kind of thing. It's like, you have a lifestyle, and I'm like, how am I gonna leverage that? And I'm thinking, well, if this is what the universe wants for me, that means that something else is gonna come, and also other things are gonna come. So I let it go, and you have to trust the process. With that, I started letting go a bunch of other shit. But with that, I realized that that I needed to let go of my apartment. It gets really confusing after this, because this whole time I thought that I needed to let go of my apartment because I was gonna go to Asia, because that's what I thought. That's what I thought I wanted, right? Sometimes we have these dreams, we have these things that come into our minds, and we think we want them. We think we want them because of many reasons, right? Oh, I don't like my job, I want to expand, I want to whatever. So I thought I was leaving my apartment, my salary, because I was going to go to the other side of the world. On the other side of the world, my grandmother also told me that I will also meet the person that will match me. Mind you, I've also been like going through a series of tests, because I've been dreaming about these things, and then they start to happen. And a lot of times they happen, but there's always a but. And then that's why it's a test, because it's all in there. It's like they're training my intuition, and they're training what's real and what's not real. Like, okay, I would meet this person, and in my dream it would tell me this person was this, but then when I would meet that person, it wasn't quite that. So what was I to believe now, right? No, I needed to believe what was in front of me and what I was feeling at that time, instead of what my dream is telling me, right? It's a series of tests, and then it got better and more interesting. So this whole time, this is why it's confusing, because this whole time I'm giving up. It was not easy. It was so stressful, because I didn't know that I needed to give up my apartment. That's the thing. This is my baby. I manifested that apartment. From the blueprint and everything, I manifested that apartment. So I didn't know I had to give up that, And then, so there was this anxiety, because I'm learning how to connect with myself, and I'm trying to get answers, but I have anxiety. So when you have anxiety, you're blocked. So eventually, I had a friend that was going through something similar, and I was able to put 2 and 2 together, and I realized, oh my God, I have to let go of my apartment. So here I am making the biggest decision of my life, to let go of my lifestyle. Let go of my lifestyle to chase this other thing that I've been wanting to do. And maybe that's why she was saying that I needed to let go. Mind you, I'm giving you like the easy part about it, because at that time, a lot of things were just not working out, right? So when things don't work out, you gotta get a clue. Maybe you gotta get the fuck out of there, right? So I did all those things, and I moved into my family's house, and I moved into my family's house thinking, this is where it starts to get good. I moved into my family's house thinking that it was gonna be great. I moved there thinking that I'm gonna save my money, I'm gonna put all my effort into my business, and we're gonna fucking raise the money and get out of here and fly and just fucking, you know, fly, you know, and do what I wanted. And I did all this research and blah blah blah. I was in for a very big surprise. I was in for a very big surprise because the universe put me back in a cycle of when I was a teenager, and I couldn't understand my family and I couldn't get along with them. And I started to have post-traumatic stress, like all these fucked up memories started to come out. And these memories where I felt less than, these memories where my mom didn't choose me, these memories where I felt alone, these memories where like, oh my God, and it was like almost unbearable. At the same time, my body like gave out. Like my body was like, no bitch, we're not working. Sorry to break it to you. And I just couldn't work. And then other things started to not work. You know, I started having difficult clients. And so everything was telling me that I needed to stop working. Everything was telling me that I needed to stop working. So I went through quarantine last year. You see, I was forced to stop working, just like you guys were forced to stop working. My body forced me to stop working. My higher self forced me to stop working. And I was stuck with my family, with all these fucked up memories coming back. Things that I thought that I was done with. They were just fucking ripping me apart in my head. And my mom, like, yeah, I was just put back into a space where I didn't get along with my family. I was put back into a space where I saw like really ugly things. And I had to feel all those feelings. At the same time, I had to be very careful with the money that I had. Why? Because I was spending it. I wasn't spending it on stupid shit, but I was spending it on taking care of myself. But I needed to learn to become savvy. Because why? Because I'm not fucking working, right? You know, and I can't work. And then I knew, and that's when I knew. I made a certain amount of money, and then I knew. The universe is like, sorry, baby, we're not gonna give you any more. And I knew it. So like, you know, when people go through these periods where they have no employment, and like you could apply like 100 times and you're not gonna get that gig. That's exactly what I went through. Like I knew that even if I tried to keep working, I wasn't gonna manifest anything. Because my body was already like, fuck you, you're not gonna get the lesson. You're not gonna go against. So I was stuck. I was really, really stuck. And the pretty part, the good part, was that my parents had a really nice house. So it was my pretty much my childhood home, and it's a big house. It's a $500,000 house, and I have like 2 tennis courts in the backyard, a beautiful pool. So I was kind of like okay, I feel guilty and disoriented, but I'm gonna fucking lay down, you know, like, okay. And I was like, I really have to rest. I was like, wow. So I started learning how to rest, and I started resting and resting and resting. I had no idea what it meant to rest. I used to have 4 sources of income. Hey, I look like a cool person. I had 4 sources of income. Cool. They all gave out. I said no to I said no to all the sources of income that I didn't like anymore. And then the one that I that I did like, which was purely for my business, that one was like, boop, boop, it gave out. So I was pretty fucked, right? So the money that I had was like precious, you know? Now you gotta fucking learn how to like take care of yourself with this. And you're gonna go through this healing process, and we'll see where this fucking takes me. So talk about fucking up my goals, you know? Talk about feeling like people ask me like, oh, so when do you want to manifest this, or when do you want to like have this in your life and have that? And I was like, you know what, fuck, I don't want to talk about it. What the fuck? Like, it's not, like, goals don't have a time limit. And right now I'm really fucking stressed because nothing is happening the way that I want. So no, I don't want to fucking talk about it. So I was at my family's hanging out, and I was just resting and resting and resting and resting and resting, right? At this time, I'm like this. I don't know what the fuck is going on. All I'm doing is being told that I need to rest, and the productive part of myself is like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What do you mean? Because we're addicted to working. We're addicted to working. And that is not how we make genuine money. That is not how money works. Let's take a pause. Yay, we're halfway through. Amazing. Let's take a little pause. I want you to like just, because I know I can go on forever. So just, how is that related to you? And then it gets even deeper. How are you addicted to? You know? And how is that holding you back? You know, because one of the things that my grandmother was saying is that she's like, what she said is, you're going to learn to work less and make more money. And that is the process that you're going to learn how to do. So I had to completely stop doing everything that I was doing. And I realized as I stopped doing everything that I was doing, I started healing. I started feeling my feelings. They were really dark, even up to one point that I needed to cut myself because they were that strong. And don't do that, please. But I needed to find some form of release because it was too much in my body. And that's not something that I recommend to anybody. But they were very dark feelings. And, but I needed to go through them. And after I went through them, I started spending a lot of time outside. When it came to resting, I started spending a lot of time outside. And I literally felt like Buddha. Okay, let's get deep. But my family, hi honey, but my family thought that I was wasting away. Here I am thinking that my family is going to be like happy to see me and happy to like hang out with me. They thought completely different. They were like, what are you doing here? Like, you're wasting away. Why aren't you working? What happened to your energy? What happened to your ambitions? What happened to your dreams? And nobody understood what I was going through. So I was the scapegoat. I was the one that everybody was like, shh. And this whole time I had to learn how to tune everything out and just be with myself. All right. So then, so then I find peace. I finally find peace. And I realize what I don't want to do, which is I'm going to do exactly what my grandmother says. You're not going to receive any more money if it's not coming from a point of love. And so I am not going to like get myself a job, a job, and start over again. Because to my family and to me, I'm like, okay, well, I guess my plans to go to the other side of the world are completely, postponed for now because there's something that I need to learn here. And then I get the news that my family's home got sold. It's sold like in 3 weeks. And which is why everybody was so stressed, which is the reason why there was this stress in the air that I couldn't understand. And it was because my family was going through financial issues, and they just wanted to get rid of the house. The house was, it was just really draining them. And they were projecting that onto me, and then that activated my post-traumatic stress. But then I had beautifully, I mean, I was there for like how many months? I was there for like a good 4 months before I started feeling like real peace. And but then they were like, no, you're gonna have to go, and you're gonna have to get a job, and you have to do this and that. Basically, you're gonna have to go back to the life of working your ass off like you were doing before. And you know what I said? I said, no, because that is not what my higher self wants. That is not why I'm going through all this bullshit to heal, so I can go back into the system. Now this is pertaining to you. Okay? I said, no, I'm not gonna fucking go get a job. Why? Because now my quarantine is over. The house sold, right? We're getting back to reopen. Oh, you know, the house sold, and my parents were gonna move to a smaller house, and there's no space for me. And also, I believe my uncle didn't want me there, and all this stuff, all this drama. And my mom's like, you're gonna have to start from scratch, and you're gonna have to go and get yourself a job and get yourself an apartment and blah, blah. And I was like, I am not gonna fucking do that. I did not heal myself from chronic pain, listen to my dead grandmother, and heal people and really help them expand and manifest so I can go back into the system that I'm being taken out of spiritually. Okay? And this is what you need to fucking do for yourself too, if you're going through something like that. Okay? If you know that you don't want to go back to work, if you know that you don't want to go back to whatever it is that you were doing, you need to be brave enough to get to the consequences and change your life. All right. Let me go back. So, so then I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. And I asked my soul, I'm like, what do you want to do? And my soul is like, I feel like she's like always there. Like, fuck. So what do you want to do? And by this time, the chronic pain, this marvelous thing has been happening with this pain. I started to follow and talk to it. And the more rest I got, the less pain I had. And then the more I would talk to it, the more connection I would have with it. And so I asked myself, I'm like, listen, like, what do you want to do? And myself said, I want to be nomadic. I want to see other people. I want to be like in other places. And I was like, okay, bitch, but we can't fly like that. Not with this limited amount of money like this. And not being completely sustainable. So what the fuck you want to do? Like, you want to be just nomadic here? And my higher self said, yeah, I want to be nomadic here. But at that time, it wasn't that clear to me. So I was nomadic, but I wasn't quite getting the message. Until one day, that I was at a friend's house, and one day I just heard really loud, like, get in the car. Just get in the car. And I was like, because I didn't know where to go next, you know? And I was like, okay, and then take Chloe with you. So I took Chloe with me. And ever since I got to the beach, I drove to the beach, I just knew that I needed to to live in my car, you know? But all of a sudden, I was given all these, like, you know, crazy questions, and all of a sudden it was like okay, yeah, but then it was like what? You know? I was like, really? Mind you, I got rid of everything. I left my apartment, I left South Beach, I left my clothes, I left everything, thinking that I was gonna go to the other side of the world. All of a sudden, my soul is like, no, bitch, we're not gonna go to the other side of the world. I wanna live in the car. And I was like, what? You know, and I'm just like, but I knew that it was part of the learning process. So there was a part of me that was like, okay, you know what? We're gonna do this, and we are. I was like, whatever. I'm down for whatever. Like, God, you want to put me through adversity? Fuck it, let's do it. But then it was like a, what? And I was like, oh my God, what are people gonna think? And I'm like, that's gonna fuck up my business. And then I'm like, well, no, wait, I'm gonna monetize this shit somehow. So then I started doing all this research. The point is, I put myself through the grueling process of living in my car for 8 fucking months. Since I met you, sir, you have been my guiding light. I am many steps behind you in my journey, but whenever I get stuck, hold on. Oh, hold on. I guess like you're always there reminding me of where I'm going. I know, like I have those guiding lights too. And I'm so glad. And it's just not easy to fucking talk about this. And now I can talk about it because my higher self 2 days ago completely embodied me and told me everything, you know? So I fucking put myself through the grueling process of living in my car, and I had to fucking own it, you know? And it was the hardest fucking thing, obviously, because I'm still like ripping layers of giving a fuck, you know? I had to rip so many layers of not giving a fuck. It was a very awakening process. I cleaned myself of all and any addictive behaviors. And I know, I just smoke weed, but that's not, you know, it's microdose. I don't know. That's a gray area. But I'm, you know, it's kind of a joke, but it's so true. Like, I became, like, I was really scared. I was scared for my mental health because I hear people get depressed, and I hear people, you know, like, become failures, kind of. Like, you hear these bad things. So I was very scared for my mental health, and but I went through the process, and it had these amazing, beautiful moments. But in the beginning, it was like more dark because I didn't cry. It was up and down. I even dated somebody, and that person was a blessing in my life, you know, even though he ended up being a jerk towards the end. That person was a blessing in my life. Like, I needed to meet that person, you know? And it showed me the support system. It showed me so many things about humankind. It showed me humility, what it is to be humble, what it really means to be humble. You guys, I lived in South Beach for 7 years. Okay, I was used to fucking going to the W and like, you know, like being all like bougie. Even though I am still a spiritualist, I still don't consider myself bougie. You're still gonna have something bougie. You know what I'm saying? Like I needed to see the real world, right? And so, but I still look like a fucking fuck up. I mean, what the fuck, you know? So I had to like learn how to like really stand on my own and really learn how to fucking love myself. Like, that's really the process. That was the process. Mind you, I mean, there's so many layers to this because at the same time I've been dreaming of my soulmate, which is this ex-person, and then I would meet the person in person and it would be something off. So, and then I would dream of the next person. So it's like I'm chasing love. All this is like not only chasing my business, but I'm chasing love because it's pushing me towards that and towards something. All right. So, I'm all shaky. So I do that and I come out of it, and then I come out of it and it's fucking quarantine right now. It's fucking quarantine, and I was still in it. I already knew. I was like, okay, the whole point of that, it was to shift my energy. I was standing in the masculine, guys, because I was such a hustler. I was such a go-getter that I was standing in my masculine. So there was like when people ask me, why did you decide to move in your car? There's 1,010 reasons, but the main reason is to shift my energy from masculine to feminine. That was the thing that was gonna do it for me. But at the same time, how the fuck am I supposed to explain that to people? You know? I still look like a fucking fuck up, you know? Like, and if you don't like the word fuck, then you don't have to keep watching, honestly, because I really like the word. It sounds so fuck, right? It's like such a release. Fuck. So yes, I really like that word. So, so quarantine happened, and then I started meditating here as the car scenario started happening, as I started shifting my energy, and all these amazing things started to happen. The relationship with my family got better and better, better and better. But it was still like, you know. I got here, and which is my family's home, where they're settling now, and this house is like paid off. So I got here, and it's quarantine time, and I'm meditating, and I find this peace, and then I start getting ideas of what I need to do and fun things and whatever. But then, and I start doing them. I start connecting with you guys. I start logging in. I start doing deep, I've been doing deep conversations. I've been following all this guidance. There's so much to this. I'm trying to keep it short, but fuck, I can't. So, hold on, guys, I'm sorry. So then, all of a sudden, something in me tells me, stop. I don't want to do anymore. I don't want to do anything anymore. I don't want to work. And I already understand that. And I can already follow that. So I was like, okay, we're going to stop for a couple of weeks. Mind you, I was already doing deep conversations. I love doing my videos. For me, I consider myself a full-time YouTuber. So, but my body was like, nope, we're not doing any of this. And then I asked myself, well, what do you want to do? And she's like, I could hear my inner child saying, I want to play. One of the things that I've been able to discover, one of the things that the talent, the passion that I've been able to discover throughout this whole process of letting go of my South Beach apartment, letting go of all my clothes. I have very little clothes. I only have one bag like this of clothes, like one carry-on bag. That's it. That's all my clothes. And then I have like another one of like jackets. That's it. So I got rid of everything. This whole process, right? Throughout this whole thing, I have a new passion in life, and that is dance. That has been something I always wanted to know how to do, but I never had the time to learn how to do it. I never put myself through the process. I'm too busy making money. I'm too busy helping people. I'm too busy giving my time and energy to everybody else except myself. So now that I went through this process of quarantining myself last year and then being inside the car, I had all this time. I shed all these fears. I faced all this, layers of bullshit. And then all of a sudden I have this drive of putting myself through the process of training myself how to dance. So my soul is telling me recently, like, okay, I just want to dance. I just want to, fucking dance. And I was like, right on, girl. We're going to fucking do it. Fuck it. I got you. So then I start dancing, and you guys have seen me. I put my videos all the time on that. But, it's not easy. It's been a very hard process. It's been a stop and go process of over a year. And lately it's been more, right? But I could still feel myself being more, being stiff. I know when I'm stiff. I'm a very flexible person. And I could still, as I was learning how to dance these things, people were like, oh, you're so good. But I was like, yeah, but I'm still stiff, All right. So now we're back into present time. All right. I've been working with plant medicine for already, I don't know. I've been doing microshrooming for the past couple of months. But I take it very lightly, though. I'm not, so into these things. I've done DMT. My highest watched video is my DMT video, is where I came out of my body and I met God. So that was definitely amazing. And actually, I had a very similar experience 2 days ago where I met my higher self. So the reason why I'm going through this whole thing and telling you the story is because now the story has an ending, pretty much. It's tied in. And it has a lot to do with what you guys are going through as far as transformation. So I started dancing, whatever. And I've been shrooming. I've been microshrooming. And I did it like 2 times. And something like I keep breaking through more and more with my higher self. And I keep hearing her more and more through my arm, and then my ear, and then in things around, and things moving. So 3 days ago, I was sitting outside in my family's backyard, which is like right here, and I'm laying and I'm doing a picnic because I love picnics. Duh. That's why I also opted in to live inside my car, because I'm an outside person. So whatever transformation, this is not because I want you to live inside your car. I just want you to know that whatever you like, whatever you're open to, the universe is gonna send you in that manner, as far as transform. You know, it's still gonna be hard. You're still gonna go through some work, but for me, living in my car was perfect. Why? Because I'm a tomboy. At heart, I'm a fucking tomboy. I like to sweat. I like to be outside. I love the beach. I love parks. You know, so yeah, it was, you know, it was doable for me. You know, for somebody else, it would be something else. Whatever it is that, you know, that your intuition tells you. So 2 days ago, I'm doing a picnic, and my higher self tells me, like, yeah, my higher self tells me I want to do shrooms again, and I'm like, damn, boo. I'm like, we just did shrooms like almost 2 weeks ago. You wanna do it again? She's like, yeah, I want to do it here, and I'm just like, okay, do it here, okay. This is my family's home. You know, so I was just like, okay, I can do something like that. I can work it out. Now it's gonna get real good. I can work it out. So the day after, which was like the day before yesterday, I don't know, Thursday. So that was Wednesday. Thursday, I go and see my client. And then as I'm driving back to my client, from my client, oh my God. I'm just gonna take a pause because it gets really good. I go see my client, and when I'm driving back, I get signs to be careful. And I just get them like on the outside, and then I hear it, be careful. And so so then I knew, oh, okay, I need to slow down because something's gonna happen in the road soon. And sure enough, a few moments later, somebody crossed the street and 2 cars like broke suddenly, and I had to brake suddenly as well. And my heart almost came out. But here's the thing. I knew, all of a sudden, I was like, this is not that you guys are saving me from an accident. No. You guys are training me because you guys want me to know how good I'm hearing. And so, because you see, accidents are not accidents. Accidents are meant to happen. So when an accident doesn't happen, is because it wasn't meant to happen. You know? So they're training me. They're training me how good I'm hearing. So I realized I have a connection. And then that's when I said, okay, I'm listening. All right, so what do you want to do right now? Because I had time in my hands. What do you want to do right now? And then the volume in my car goes up. And I was playing techno. And the volume in my car goes up. And I was like, you want to dance, don't you? I was like, all right, cool. We're going to dance. And then I'm driving, and then I get a picture in my head, and it's saying that she wants to dance in this park, that it's in Coral Gables, and it's right by my mom's house. Because she's like, no, I don't want to dance. She's like, I don't want to dance at your family's house. I want to dance at the park. And I'm like, okay, all right, you know, we'll dance at the park. But then I get home, and my human self comes in, and your human self is full of doubts. It's full of fear, you know? So then I start doubting it. I'm like, oh, do I really want to go dance? Do I want to be that girl in front of everybody in the park? Because it's in this beautiful park full of mansions on each side. It's spectacular. And I'm like, do I really want to be that girl with the loud music? You know, just dancing. Like, do I want to cause that attention? You know? So that's your human self. The human self is telling you the buts, the this, the and then I keep getting a nudge on my shoulder, and then And then I get the image of my shrooms. I had shrooms left over, and I was like, oh my God, you want a shroom there? I was like, oh my God, you want a shroom today? I was like, whew. I was like, okay, but I had to think about it, you know? I even pulled out my angel cards. I was like, am I really listening good? You know, and I pulled out my angel cards, and my angel card said, let go, which means let go of fear, which means do it. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, okay. And then I asked myself, I was like, all right, mind you, my human self is filled with anxiety. But then I asked myself, I was like, hey, are you ready for this? And then all of a sudden it was like a yes. And I was like, damn, she is not joking today. And I'm thinking like, what the fuck? Like, this is, I mean, I've had connections with my higher self a lot. But lately, and especially that day, was like boom, 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 you know? And I was just like, okay. So I just fucking got my gear together. I fucking put on, you know, my book bag, and I got my power bank, I got my speaker, I got my phone, I got myself a new phone. I'm so happy. And she told me to get a new phone because, oh, so they fucked up my electronics. That's why I haven't been posting, and this whole time I've been introverted, and I've been connecting with this thing, my higher self, and she fucked up my electronics, so I had to get a new phone. She almost fucked it up again, but because I wasn't listening. But so I get my shit ready. I'll tell you about that in a second. I get my shit ready, and and it's kind of raining. I love light rain. I love it. I love London. I love light rain. I love green. That is my shit. So it was that day that was like that. And it was that day that was like that. And I eat it, and I start walking, and a little bit later I start shrooming, and I only took, I took 1 gram. Maybe 1.2. I wouldn't say no more than that. That's usually a microdose, but for me, because I've been so open, that's an enough dose, you know? So, because I didn't know what the fuck I was getting myself into, like just going to that park and being in an area that I'm not that familiar with. And I start walking and everything is great, you know, I start seeing like things and, you know, colors and stuff. Everything is great. I'm listening to music. Everything's good. At this point, I don't know if I'm gonna dance, but I just know that I'm gonna just follow the guidance, and I'm just gonna take it for what it is. Whatever happens, happens. So I am super fascinated with all these beautiful houses, that I'm seeing on each side, and I'm walking through, and I finally get to that part, and you know, it's beautiful, and it's intimidating because it's just so pretty, and I'm just feeling myself, and that's it. Eventually, there's people coming in and out, whatever. Eventually, I get annoyed at what I was listening, and then I said, you know, I want to listen to something cool, and I hear in my mind Atish, and I was like, Atish. I was like, okay, cool. I haven't heard Atish in a long time. Atish is like a DJ that I like, and he's kind of trippy. So, and I haven't heard him in a while, so like I was like, okay, cool, let's do it. And then I go to this other area, not the main area of the park, but there's this other area that is filled with these majestic trees. And I go under that area, and it was kind of wet. I go in the sidewalk, imagine. So the street, the sidewalk, the trees, right. And I go in that area, and I just sit down. No, I don't sit down, sorry. I'm listening to that, and I'm vibing, you know? And then something happens. I don't know what the fuck, but I start to synchronize with my outside, with the music, with the trees, with everything, and I start to dance. And it was like like take off your stuff, you know? And oh my God, I might start crying. So, because what I experienced was out of control. And I start to fucking dance. And I start to dance more and more and more. And it was like this energy. And I felt my heart go. And I felt this thing like come out. And I was, and it was like a, oh, I've been waiting for you. And I was just like, it's like my human self stepped aside and I just let it take over. And I was just started like shuffling, like so delicious. Never danced like that. That was the passion that I was looking for. And I started just shuffling and shuffling in the fucking sidewalk, okay? And it felt so amazing and so relieving. And it was just like, and I just started laughing. And then all of a sudden I start crying because it feels so good. And I'm like, oh my God. And I was just like crying and I couldn't see anybody. And the cars were walking by, people were running by, and I'm fucking busting a move, moving my body in ways that I've never, ever like been able to. But I knew that I had that potential because I see it in people and I say, I can do that. I don't know how fuck am I gonna do that, but I can do that. And this stiffness went away, right? And then all of a sudden I just stopped and I was like, and I just stopped and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I just like get my bottle of water, which I don't have any water. And I'm just like, and I just relax. And then all of a sudden I could hear, they're like, you ready? And I was like, yeah. And I just like got up and I fucking started like dancing again and again. And I started crying so hard. And I was dancing with so much passion and so much love. And I was like, this is for everybody that thought that I was a failure. This is for everybody that thought that I was a failure. This is for everybody that was making fun of me. This is for everybody that didn't know what I was doing. This is for everybody that judged me. This is for everybody that put me down. You know, and I was just fucking just bawling. I was just bawling, crying, you know. And there was this man. It was so beautiful. There was this man. He was running around me, but around the block. And he was just concentrating on his thing. He didn't even look at me. And I was just like, poof, 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 you know. And it was just like me and him doing our own thing while I'm right here and he's just going like that. And the trees, and it wasn't me, you know, it wasn't me. And I just let it out, and the cars are going beep beep, and then all of a sudden it was like and then she stopped and she was just kind of like it was another entity. It was another entity, and she was just like, and then she told me, she's like you're not a kid no more. You're not a fucking kid no more. Stop messing with these fucking kids, you know. And I know what she was talking about. And then she points to the middle of the park, which is the most beautiful part of the park, which is the most intimidating part of the park. And she points at it because a lot of people want to go there. And, well, not a lot of people. It's not an area with a lot of people, but you know what I mean. She points there and she's like, let's go with the big boys. And I was just like, yeah, girl, I'm right there, you know, okay, let's go. And I just like packed up my shit, you know, and I just go. Guys, I haven't even told you the climax. I packed up my shit and I go towards the middle. And also, honestly, if you like the story, you know, give me a thumbs up, give me a like. Thank you for everybody that's been liking my story. It's really not easy to talk about this. And I don't know how long this is going to take, but for the people that are watching, give me a thumbs up so this can circulate even more and it can inspire people even more. Thank you. So I go towards the middle and I am there, but you know, the inhibited me comes in and I'm just like, the shy me is like, okay, just relax, you know, like, just relax, relax. You know, just hear the music and just see where it takes you. So I was like, all right, cool. And I had my book bag, which is my armor. That's your armor. Whatever you're carrying, it's your armor. All right. I had my book bag, I had my fanny pack, and that was my armor. So I took it off. And no, sorry, I just left it on and I was chilling. And then after a while, it started to happen again. This energy started to come again. And I started to synchronize with everything. Like I'm making it like simple, but I see a lot of things. Like I see energy like in the form of colors and waves, and I just start to synchronize with it somehow. And then this energy just comes down, and she's like, this is how adults play. And all of a sudden, the fucking music gets so deep inside of me, and I just start to fucking rip it all over again. I start to dance, but even better, because that place looked like it had a stage. So all of a sudden, I was doing these things that I've never done before. I was dancing in ways that I've never done before. And it was like it was just so like, oh, like it was doing things that I couldn't even do that. And there was, it was a totally different person embodying me. And then, this is, okay, you guys ready for the climax? You guys ready for the climax? You guys ready? You guys ready? Are you ready for the climax, darling? Are you ready for the best parts? All right, so, the climax was, as I was dancing and doing all this, like, and like my body was just like opening and it was like, it wasn't, so I normally have a childlike spirit. I have a very childlike spirit. This was nothing childlike. This was an adult taking over. And she was the sexiest bitch I've ever seen in my life, you know? And so she's like, so then all of a sudden, because I'm feeling so safe and so good in this new body, right, in this new feeling, I start to twirl, 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 twirl. And I do it like the fucking dancers. Like I fucking lift my leg and I fucking start going like that and I start to twirl and twirl and twirl. And now I understand. So I've been getting these dizzy spells, and I had to reach out to a friend to ask her about it, and she said, that's because you're leveling up. And now I get it, because when I was twirling, that energy of me twirling actually stabilized me, and everything turned into like a carousel of like slow motion and fast motion, slow motion here, and everything going super fast, and it was like a swirl of like all these colors and stars. There was stars, and like that's where my higher self was talking to me directly, and she said, you see? She's like, easy, 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 easy. And then she started telling me, she's like, this is why I needed you to shed. This is why I needed you to let go. This is why I needed you to be in your car. This is why I needed you to train. This is why I needed you to lose the weight. This is who you are. And I was like, what the fuck? I was just like, and then she's like, easy, easy, easy. And I couldn't fall, but I thought I was gonna fall. And it was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen besides God. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And everything made sense. She told me. And then like, oh my God. And I just kept dancing, and it was, and then I would take a break, and I would be like, what the fuck? And like my body, like I walk different now, you know? It's like I used to have scoliosis, and my spinal column, I'm okay being like this, right? So now my body just wants to go like that, you know? Bitch, own it, you know? And I was just like, oh my God. And I was dancing, and all I kept thinking was, this is my fuck you dance for everybody that fucking put me down, huh? Even for myself, for doubting myself, for listening to other people, huh? For listening to what I should do. You know what? Fuck you. That's what I have to say. And I was like, fuck you. And I was just like twirling and twirling and crying and dancing. And it was just the most magical 3 hours of dance in my life. And then everybody, like, people were like driving, and people wanted to watch me and get close. And I could barely see them. I couldn't see anything. All I know was I felt so much ecstasy. Oh my God, I felt so much ecstasy. I could feel it in my teeth. I was like getting horny. I was like, ugh. Like the more I moved, the faster I moved, the faster I felt that energy, you know? And I wanted more and more of it, you know? And oh my God, it was just the most beautiful thing. And then also she told me, she's like, that's why I needed you to give up doing drugs. That's why I needed you to give up doing ecstasy, because you were gonna be given a bigger gift. So I as I'm realizing, you know, I've always been like, you know, the party girl, and I always connected a lot with ecstasy. I pretty much would connect with my higher self through ecstasy. And I love techno and dancing so much, and it was the one thing that set me free. But some time ago, my higher self told me, my life told me, like, it was time to let that go. Especially like after Amsterdam. It was like, okay, that's true. Like in Amsterdam, like after Amsterdam, she's like, that's the last time that you're gonna feel that with a chemical, you know? And I was like, really? I was like, no, that sucks. Like, you know, like that was like my connection to you. What the fuck? And she's like, no, that's the last time. And you know what? I try to do it again, and it doesn't work. She fucking locked me out of the feeling. And so I was like, fuck it. You know, I was angry at first, but then I was like, you know, this is part of my spiritual practice. If my higher self doesn't want me to take that, then obviously I won't take that. Not that I took it a lot, but I'm saying, like, you know, it was something that I'm okay with. Like I told you, I'm not afraid of drugs, because I know that they're a gateway. And at least for me, you know, I understand people have a lot of problems with them, and I did in the past, but I never blame drugs. I blame whoever is taking them. I don't blame anybody, honestly, but it's really whoever is taking them, because it's your responsibility for your body. You're responsible for your body, not some fucking piece of plastic that you're gonna take in. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I gave that up. I was like, fuck it, you know, I guess I will never do that, and that's it. But she told me, she's like, this is why I needed you to give that up, because you were going to be given a bigger gift. I felt pure ecstasy in the most pure primal force energy. Pure primal force energy. It was pure everything. And the more I moved my body, the more I did it. So it was just so beautiful. And then the swirl was just the most amazing, beautiful thing I've ever seen. So yeah, so, you know, as I kept dancing, after a while, you know, my body is like okay, we can dance forever, because I was given this unlimited amount of energy and ecstasy. But then your body's like, I need some sugar. I need, you know, I need some food, you know. And also she told me, she's like, and she was saying, like, you know, don't mess with these fucking kids. She was telling me a lot, because, and that for me meant don't listen to other people's nonsense. Lately I've had some things that I've dealt with, and opinions, and people talking bad about me and giving their opinion. And my higher self is like, don't listen to these fucking kids, you know. And I was just like, okay, girl, okay, you know. And it's basically saying, I completely shed myself of all my stuff so I can become my real self, you know. And this is the moral of the story. Where there's a will, there's a way. You don't have to go back to that shitty relationship or shitty job. Sometimes we have to do something drastic and different, and it's gonna take you places. And many times you have to do it blindly. I did everything blindly. All I did was follow this voice, and this voice did not give me any explanations. This voice is not like, oh, you know, well, sweetheart, you know, we are gonna turn you into a dancer, and you're gonna feel yourself, and you're gonna operate from a complete space of abundance and love. Like, no, she's not telling me that. She's telling me do this and do this and this. You want this? You want to make this X amount of money? You want to have this type of life where you work less and make more money? Then you're gonna have to go through the process. You're gonna have to go through this process, and it's the process of shedding. So I completely was able to shed everything that was of lack. What I'm trying to say is that my higher self came into me, and I realized that is the love that I've been looking for all this time. Not some love from a fucking soulmate, you know? Not some love for some dude that I'm dreaming about and then presents itself in real life, which has happened a lot. She knows, because she does it. No. I was looking for my mother, my feminine essence, my power, and it's a real thing. It's not this cute little quote that you see on Instagram. It's not the twin flame lovers of the divine masculine, divine feminine, and it's all pretty. Like, no, that shit is real. Put yourself through the process. It's possible. Right now, we're at a time where everybody's awakening. Everybody is going through shit. Take your tragedy and fucking turn it around. Because this tragedy that you're going through, you asked for it. You asked for it as the form of a better quality of life. When you ask the universe, I want to have a better quality of life, the universe will take away everything that is not of quality. So if you're going through tragedy, if you're going through a hard time, it's because it's answering your prayers of a better life. And so as I kept going, you know, I eventually stopped and I went to, I enjoyed other parts of the park, you know, and I just had this pure, delicious, feminine essence that I've been looking for. I've been looking for this love, you see. Now I understand Oprah. When she's like, you have to fill yourself up with so much love that it runneth over and it can spill onto you. That is the love that we are looking for. We're not fucking looking for partners. No, we're supposed to be there to support our partners. But we need to fucking find that love with ourselves, you see. And so, you know, it worked. It worked. Everything that I did worked. And then now I am, you know, well, now I wake up in my family's house where there's barely any space for me to live, and I am the happiest fucking person. I'm the happiest person because I am making the money that I want to make. Everything has shifted in a way that I want to shift, you know, and I am so blessed that I have my mother alive, that it doesn't matter how much I bickered with her throughout all my life. I've been given a second chance to enjoy my mother from a place of love, enjoy my family from a place of love, and they have the rest of their life, like we have the rest of our lives to love each other. You know, I know people that have gone through this same fucking awakening at the expense of someone's death. And I wake up and I just fucking cried so hard because I'm so happy that I don't have that I was given the chance to enjoy, you know, to enjoy people's company and humility and love. And you know what? To enjoy people's conflicts and not let it get to me. It doesn't, like my mom's neuroticism, because all of our parents are crazy. It doesn't get to me. I understand it. I'm at that point of peace. Imagine making money from that point, you know? We can make money from that point. That's what this whole law of attraction bullshit has been telling us. Make money from the point of love. That's why it's called law of attraction. The primal force energy in this life is love. Break. I won't be on for much longer. I've been crying so much. I'm so glad I didn't cry right now. I'm such a emotional person because I let myself be that way, because it's who we really are. Okay, there's another amazing part. There's another amazing, amazing part. I'm gonna say part of it. I can't say all of it, but there's another amazing part, which is so perfect because, like, she told me, like, she wanted me to do a live today, and I was like, fuck, dude, I don't think I'm ready. Like, you want me to start working already again? And she's like, yeah, it's time, you know? And I'm like, damn. I'm like, all right. So, but then today I got this other revelation that I was like, what the fuck, you know? So yesterday I was dancing. I was practicing dancing in my new body, and you could already tell. I mean, if you go on my Instagram, you could tell that I'm dancing different. My body is like, woo, you know, like, it's just like, it's the dancer body that I always wanted, right? Another thing, guys, that I want to mention real quick is that people think I've lost about 10 to 13 pounds, and people think that I lost it because I've been dancing. That is completely and utterly not correct, okay? That is not correct. I put myself through the process of losing weight, which was a grueling process because I didn't want to do it. I was very resistant to it, and my higher self kept telling me, you have to do it. So because, like, everything just fell perfectly. So I just want to say that because we think that exercising is what makes us lose weight, and that is not necessarily true. Is the way that you eat. God damn it. Stop lying to yourselves. Stop lying to yourselves. I don't give a fuck if you have something in your thyroid. If you eat 800 to 1,000 calories a day, you will lose the weight. You know, I don't eat 800 calories. I eat around 1,200. But you will lose the weight. Okay, so it's really on your eating habits, and it has to do with the scarcity mindset. This is why we don't want to lose weight. Everything that I shed was based on the scarcity mindset. This is why I was so resistant to losing weight, because I was still holding on to my scarcity mindset. And so it's all about the scarcity mindset. That is the real matrix. That is the real addiction, okay? I had already healed myself of all my other addictions earlier from my 20s, but I needed to heal myself of my habits. And your habits are also addictions. And those are, but it's the addiction to the scarcity mindset. And so my weight loss came with that, okay? I put myself through the grueling process of eating less, and I was very resistant. I was like, why do I have to lose weight? Why do I have to change? Why do I have to be this whole other person for my soulmate to love me? That is fucked up. I am beautiful just the way that I am. And my higher self is like, no, sweetheart, that's not the reason. And she, you know, it's not like she talks a lot, but she was just saying, like, no, like, and then I realized that it was just part of my purpose. And then now I'm a dancer, you see, and she told me this is why I needed you to lose the weight. So the weight did not come when I started dancing. The weight happened earlier, and then I was able to move my body. And then she told me I needed you to be lighter. And so now that I'm training and I'm moving my body more, obviously I will become more and more fit, you know. But it first starts with your eating habits. Your eating habits are connected to your scarcity mindset. And so this whole transformation was to let go of that. Okay. What is one of the last things I want to say? Does anybody have any questions? Another thing is she wants me to start doing lives more. She wants me to, like, talk more. And I've always been a little bit shy in a way of talking because I know I can talk a lot. I know I can. So it's always like a and she's like, look, stop that shit. Okay, stop. So I'm trying. Also, I have to be more psychic. I need to talk about my psychic experiences. I have them a ton. And I have to own that more. I own it more in this channel, but I don't own it outside of this channel. Outside of this channel, I'm just like regular Iris because I'm a regular person, but I'm not, you know. You are, but you're not, you know. What else do I have to say, guys? Oh, okay, of course. I'm sorry. I'm going different places. So she revealed to me. So yesterday I was dancing and I asked, I'm dancing and I'm enjoying this new body. And I asked, I'm so happy, you know? And I asked, I'm like, what are we gonna do with this? What are we gonna do with this talent? This is talent. What are we doing? You know? And I'm that person. And she didn't tell me anything. But I started thinking, and I was like, what can I do with this, you know? And I already know what I don't want to do, you know? I don't want to work, I don't want to work for Bang Energy Drink, okay? Because all the shufflers and dancers work for Bang Energy Drink. I don't want to promote no energy drink. They participate in a lot of really cool stuff. That's why I said that. And I'm like, do I want to work for festivals? That sounds pretty cool, but I was like, I left it like that. I was like, I don't know. We'll see where I take this. Today, it got revealed to me what it was, and I was actually playing the same mix in the morning, and I got high. As I was playing that, I felt this high, and that means that she's coming through, right? So, and then I get the answer. And I'm gonna keep the answer to myself, but it's something that I've been wanting for over 3 years. Something that I've been wanting to achieve for 3 years. And I didn't know that I was gonna achieve it through dance. So apparently I'm gonna achieve it through dance, which is even better for me because I have the expertise now. Like, it's just like a what? And like when I heard where we're going, my whole body like lit up and like, you know, and I was like, I'm like, are you really gonna take me there? I was like, oh my God. So yeah, guys, I really want to give that away, but I'm gonna leave it for another day. And thank you so much for watching and listening to my story. I hope that, you know, somehow you guys can relate to what I'm saying. This is an extremely honest and open story, and I don't know, I just wish everybody would meet their soul and meet their love. I want you to meet the love that you've been looking for, and I promise you that love is you. Like, it's not no fucking nigga, okay? It's not no man, no bitch. It's you. That's what you've been looking for, okay? And it's possible. I knew that being 33, I knew 33 was going to be my year. It's so funny because we think 33, like, we think that your year is going to be like a year full of like money and fame and, you know, all this shit. And no, 33 for me is my year because it's filled with all the awakenings of my soul. Like, everything that I will ever do will come from a point of abundance. Like, okay, let's put it to you this way. I'm at a point where I don't give a fuck about money. That's an amazing place to be. Where you don't need money, that's an amazing place to be. The more that you're not attached to that, the more that you can attract it. The more genuine you can give your services to. And it's not that I don't care. It's that I don't need it because I know it's always going to be there. That's fucking abundance or what, you know? So, and it goes so according to my out-of-body experience where God told me about the unlimited abundance and all this shit, you know? Yeah, I'm so excited. I don't know what I'm gonna do as far as like deep conversations wise. I mean, I do because I want to take it to a slightly different route, but I'm just going with the flow of life and going with the flow of me, and I know that I hope that this can really help you guys because that's really my purpose. So I love you all. I don't know if you have any questions. I think we're good, right? What do you guys think of my music? It's more like a chill house, you know? If anybody's going through something similar, fucking let me know. Write it up, you know. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for the world. I'm so excited for all the things that are gonna come. It's gonna be so beautiful. So anyways, guys, I love you all, and I'll catch you guys next time. Hopefully next week I'll do another version of the conversations, and love you all.